Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shibboleth new member fast track class, the Monday night version on simple food combining. My name is Kim Dahnke. I am your new member fast track instructor. I do a 7-part nightly webinar series to teach you the lifestyle. Sunday night and Monday night, they're like ultra important. Tuesday through Saturday is me showing you how to use the website. Okay, so the lifestyle overview was last night. If you missed it, I'll show you where to find it. Tonight is all about food combinations, and then the rest of the week is how do I use this awesome website and really make use of the tools that are now available to me, that I have a Shibboleth membership. If you are watching tonight, first class is always free, but please keep in mind that a membership right now until 11:59 p.m. tonight is $69 for a lifetime membership. There's nothing else to purchase from us, and you could get that membership at www.shibbolethdeals.com. And if you are one of our members and you are on Facebook right now, please take a second to say hello. Let me know that you are here. Give us a few hearts, a few likes. If you are in the Zoom room, please take a second to set your chat to everyone, not just the one that says hosts and panelists. Make sure you choose everyone. And then let's see who's on Facebook with us. Hey, Chris from Florida, and Grace Kennedy is here with us. That is absolutely awesome and wonderful. Who is over in the Zoom room? There's my friend Janet Wilson from Louisiana in the Zoom room. She has her chat set to everyone. Who else is with us in the Zoom room? Take a second to say hello, you all. We're so glad that you are here. Hey, Vicky from Indiana. And Vicky is friends with Sherry Horner. I just do this to try to connect people from all over the country. And then we've got Jelena. Jelena is friends with Gina and Andrea Ross. How'd you hear about Shibboleth? Andrea is from Kentucky. Hey, Evelyn, how'd you hear about Shibboleth? And we got Jeannie from Knoxville, and Grace is from Nashville. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, so Andrea, you might have told me that last night. Andrea, it takes a minute to put everything together. Thank you for sharing, Patty Bass. Hey, Angelia, glad you're here. Awesome. Well, I'm just so thankful y'all are here with me on this Labor Day, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So we got Lori from Philadelphia. Awesome. Glad that you are here. And Sherry from Kokomo. Hey, Sherry. Glad that you are here with your friend, Vicky.
I don't know what that means. If you like, I can search the web for. Hey, Siri, why did you were here with your friend, Vicky?
Do y'all hear Siri going off over there? Because I said Sherry's name. Does that ever happen to you, Sherry? And Renda is from Vinings. Are you saying Vinings, Georgia? Are you from Vinings, Georgia? Because that's not far from me at all. And Patty Bass is in Columbia, Tennessee. Okay, awesome. Renda, I didn't know that you were so close. You need to come up to the Shibby shop for class one Saturday at 10 a.m. We can meet. We got Jessica from Summerdale, Alabama. Where's Summerdale, Jessica? I'm from Birmingham originally, but I don't know where Summerdale is. All right, we're going to go ahead and share my screen here. And what I am sharing is I'm going to share the fast track laps because I want to make sure that you know where to access this website again. But okay, hey, Cindy, glad you're here. I've missed you on the Saturday accountability meeting. I hope you come back. Let's see, Evelyn, I've been a member this December 2nd, will be 2 years, and I've enjoyed staying involved. It helps me stay accountable. So true, Evelyn. That is just wonderful to say that and show people that 2 years and she's still doing this involvement in order to stay focused. Yes, ma'am. That's awesome. Fairfax, South Carolina. Oh, okay. Yeah, Renda. Well, come see us. Come see us soon. We'd love that. Okay, so those of you who have just joined, Awesome, Jeannie. I'm glad that you got that. Now, Fast Track opens up all of your food library, recipe library, and restaurant guide to you, but make sure that you complete all these little check boxes in each of these laps. Each one has its own importance, okay? And they're little check boxes so that you can remember where you are when you're in here. Hey, Dawn. Okay, Cindy. Well, I just wanted you to know that we've missed you. We hope to have you back soon, okay? You enjoy those grandbabies, though. All right, in lap one, make sure that you do this on your own. I don't do this with you, but this is a lot of your printables, making sure you're in the right groups and just some simple things. So go ahead and do all of that. Lap two is getting your account, your Shibboleth account set up right. Okay, so make sure you go through each of those little things and are aware of that. But do you see this task here? It says watch the daily Fast Track webinars. Well, that's what you're doing right now. Okay. So there are 7 of them, Sunday through Saturday. So I physically wouldn't come in here and check this box until Saturday. And if you've missed any during the week, you can just come back right there and access them. Okay. And then the website that I use tonight is going to be right here, the Simple Food Combining website. The reason I listed it in there is because so many people ask me after it's over, can I access this website later and put meals together? I'm like, yeah, let me just give you easy access to it. So it's right there for you. Okay. And then by chance, if you haven't taken that Fast Track quiz yet, you can take it right there. And then that'll open up everything for tomorrow night's food library. Hey, Leisha. Awesome. I'm glad. That's wonderful. Wonderful, Leisha. Welcome. Okay, but right now we're going to go to this Simple Food Combining website. First of all, I want to show you that this is printable. So you could print this and you can highlight, make notes, build meals out to the side, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can do that. It is printable. And then, but the way that I'm going to work this class tonight is I'm going to recap the oils. I'm going to go over condiments for the first time because we didn't even talk about condiments last night. But then after that, I'm not going to talk about oils and condiments every single time. I'm only going to do the things that are new in each row. All right. But I am going to read these words out, these foods, because if you are looking at them and possibly writing them down under your favorites lists, and you're hearing me say them, then you're going to start to familiarize yourself with what types of foods go in these categories, because this isn't hard. Food is food, and all you got to do is figure out which foods you like and which categories they go into. Okay, and then we eat them in a way that controls insulin. That is the secret to Shibboleth, along with many other things. And one of them is the community of Shibboleth. That's one of the secret. The secret ingredient is care. We care. Okay, cooking oils and fats. These are the approved oils or fats. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, they're not approved. Okay, we would suggest that you use 100% MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. It has almost no propensity to be stored on your body as fat. That's a great thing. Why would you want to put anything into your body that has a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat when you know of the options that are better? So MCT oil. Now, what are olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and most other oils? They're long chain triglycerides. They're a longer fat lipid. They take longer to burn up and they're more dense, and they have a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat. Just those two statements that I made can just lean me to the MCT oil for the rest of my life. Okay, so that's what I use, MCT oil, 100%. We do have a brand that we prefer and we like, and it's Zero Drag. We sell that in our store. If you do not want to support the Shibboleth store or get it from us, you can go to Amazon. But what I would do is I would get the Now brand, NOW. And yes, they sell that out in some other stores. But when you flip that bottle over in the ingredients, it needs to say 100% medium chain triglycerides. Okay, if it says coconut oil, then it's just coconut oil that they've labeled as 100% MCTs. But that would not be right labeling either, because coconut oil is not 100% MCTs. It's got 66% MCTs in it, but it's not 100. Okay, then you've got ghee butter. Ghee butter is 25% MCTs. Now, ghee butter is just butter. It's just been clarified, meaning all the milk solids have been pulled out. And so this just leaves the healthy, natural fats is what it leaves. And then you can use 0-calorie cooking spray. Now, what I do is if I'm cooking a lean protein, I use the 100% MCT oil. And if I am cooking a protein plus fat, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. And then I use ghee butter oftentimes in swaps for recipes that call for butter. And then I use this MCT oil. I made a birthday cake yesterday. I made a Duncan Hines. It was my daughter's birthday. I made a Duncan Hines birthday cake yesterday with MCT oil. So, I mean, it was better than putting the other oil in it, wasn't it? So, and it tasted the same. Okay, now let's have a look at condiments. Oh, let me just also go back to fats real quick. MCT oil, there's a lot of noise about it out there in the world, and that's because somebody's trying to sell you something. They're selling whatever reason they're selling it for. They just want to sell you MCT oil. We're not into selling you anything. Hey, Debbie, what we want you to know is that we want you to know the options that you have. We want you to know how to do this. And we are in the nutritional situation of needing to lose weight or wanting to improve our health or correcting health issues. Okay. Other people out there, they might just be trying to sell you different ways to use MCT so that you buy more of it and they make more money. Okay. So we're not going to make bulletproof coffee with it. We're not going to throw it in some random shakes, and we're not taking it as a supplement. You use MCT oil for 3 reasons only: cooking, in whatever form, fashion, way you cook, recipes, a swap for recipes, and making approved salad dressings. So never feel like you need to get it in. You do not. It's what you're going to use for oil if you're using oil to cook with. And it does make your meals, if you put a category, a lean protein and a fibrous carb together, and you cook that up in MCT oil, it does make it be the fastest fat burning combination. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's have a look at condiments. Condiments, the 5, 2, and few rule is what we give you about condiments. We don't have a lot of rules that we tell you besides the shield, but there's a lot of flexibility when a person makes decisions about what they're going to eat within the shield. Okay. But the condiments, there's so many things that can be used as condiments that they're not all going to make it into the food library. Okay. They just aren't. There's just so many of them. And awesome, Debbie. That's wonderful. Debbie on Facebook said she made the mini pepper pizza tonight. It's a Shibboleth recipe. It's a lean protein of a protein plus fat and a fibrous carb and condiment. So good. I'm glad you loved it. That's awesome. But condiments, not every single condiment is going to make its way into the food library. So you have to know guidance. So when you're walking down the aisle in the grocery store and you think, oh, I want some barbecue sauce, and you just pick up the barbecue sauce. You do not even have to pull out a phone and type in any brand name. You don't have to do any of that. Just use the rule. Turn it around, look at the nutrition. You're going to look for the sugar content first, and you want it to have 5 or less of sugar. And then you're going to look at the fat content. You want it to have 2 or less of fat. And that's a both, so you're looking at the sugar content and the fat content. How can you remember which is which? The word sugar has 5 letters in it. So that should help you. 5, no more than 5 sugars and no more than 2 grams of fat per serving. And then the few part, we call it the 5, 2, and few. This is a sprinkling, okay? That's a sprinkling or a smidge. That is what you're going to use. But you can use up to 50 calories worth of condiments to a combined meal. We do not need to add condiments to meal replacements. Okay. We do not need to add condiments to meal replacements because it has everything that in there. The actual sugars, Leah. And let's see, Sherry, if I use MCT oil with a lean meat to cook, or with category 2 to cook? I don't, Sherry. She says, so if I use MCT oil with a lean meat to cook and a category 2 to cook it, does that mean that she should not eat that meal with a category 5 fruit? Because see, fruit gives you an insulin release, and your pancreas is going to secrete insulin, and insulin should not be out in the same time as your body is fat. So I wouldn't, Sherry. I honestly don't think it could hurt you too terribly bad, but I wouldn't myself. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to chance anything. And what Leah asked on Facebook is, when you say 5 sugars, is that actual grams of sugars, or is that the carbs? It's the sugars. So look for sugars in there. Okay, so let's say that you want, let's see, but you can on that combo without the MCT. Correct, Janet. Yes, correct. So let's say that you want multiple condiments on a meal. Maybe you're going to make yourself a 96% lean ground beef hamburger, and you want cheese and mustard and ketchup. Well, most of the fat-free approved singles of cheese are about 30 calories. And then you've got your mustard. Most mustards are 0 calories. Some are 5. I've seen some at 5, but most are 0. And if you use the 0, you can use it. It's okay. And then you'd have 20 calories to play around with. And maybe you do 20 calories of an approved ketchup. You would have 3 condiments on the hamburger, and they're no more than 50 calories, and they all followed the rules or were approved. Okay, so that's how you can get multiple condiments on a meal. But you can use any 0 calorie condiments, 15 calorie or less spices and seasonings, salt and pepper, salsa, reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, Kraft fat-free mayo. So all of those can be used, okay? But these, keep in mind that everything that you look at tonight, these are tiny, tiny lists, okay? There's so much in the food library. There's like 7,000 items in the food library. It's huge. But this is just giving you ideas of what to do. All right, so let's come over here and look at category 1 lean protein, 2 to 8 ounces. So now I've never measured anything, y'all, but 2 to 8 ounces is good to know. I just put it underneath this lean protein hand, and if it fits, I eat it. So we got egg whites, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, boar's head turkey, boar's head chicken breast, boar's head London broil, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, Hebrew National 97% lean beef frank, and 96% lean ground meat. So let's talk about this. 96% lean ground meat. That's that meat, you know, kind of would brown it up to make spaghetti or tacos or something like that with it. It's a ground, it's processed, okay? It's a ground processed meat. It could be beef, it could be chicken, it could be turkey, but for you to call it a lean protein, it needs to be 96% lean or greater. There's low fat and fat free cottage cheese here. Full fat cottage cheese is on the lifestyle. It's just a protein plus fat. And the reason that boar's head is listed is we just know it's a very lean meat. And then you'll notice right here that there's pork tenderloin. Most pork products are category 4 protein plus fat, but this one is lean enough to be here. But if you do see some visible fat on any of these products, I would go ahead and cut that off. So if there's some visible fat, just trim it off, because you're using these products to keep you safe when you are eating an insulin producing food like energy carbs, fruit, and superfoods. So, and then remember, all fish is here. All fish is right here. So what this row is saying is that you can eat category 1 by itself. Remember, I went over the 7 categories of food last night. 5 of them, you don't even have to combine at all. And number 1 was, category 1 is one of them. So you could just eat some lean protein. It's okay. I would not put it under both hands. It still goes under one hand. You can't go say, oh, I'm going to have 2 chicken breasts. You just do 1. Okay. But you can have that by itself. It's important to know these things, because not every eating situation you find yourself in is going to be optimum. I mean, you might just have to make the best decision you can, and this information helps you make that best decision that you can. Okay, so what this row is saying is that you can eat category 1 lean protein by itself, cooked up in the right oil and doctored up with the right condiments, and have an excellent fat burning meal. And then we're going to come down to the next row. We have a new category here. Category 2, fibrous carbs. You're going to have half a cup up to a cup. In weight loss mode, half a cup is best. Half a cup is best in weight loss mode. Broccoli, asparagus, squash, okra, green leafy vegetables, spinach, cabbage, cucumbers, bell peppers, hot peppers, cauliflower, kraut, dill pickles, green beans. So, and we even have over 60 approved bread or bread type items that go right here. But we're going to introduce some of those later. Yes, you can use lemons on fish, Jeannie. Totally fine. And so what this row right here is saying is that you pick something from this category and you eat it with something from this category. So maybe you do egg white spinach omelet. Maybe you do fish and asparagus. Maybe you do chicken breast and broccoli. Maybe you do 96% lean ground beef and green beans. Okay, you can just simply match some of those up for your first couple of weeks, just keep it simple. And then over here, you can cook it up in the appropriate oil and doctor it up with the right condiments. Now, I just said it a few seconds ago, and I will be right back, y'all. Type in for me what oil is going to make it be the fastest fat burning combination. All right. Yay, MCT. We've got Angelia and Vicky and Janet. Thank you. And Sherry and good. And Nikki and Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Awesome. Angelina and Vicky. And then we got Robin and Grace and Becky. Awesome. Yes. MCT oil is what would make it be the fastest fat burning combination. And if I skipped your name, please forgive me. Oh, there's 2 Vickies there. I was wondering what happened. Okay. So yes. Hey, Michelle. Glad that you were here. Michelle joins us too because she stays focused as well. And this MCT oil, you would use that with something that you're going to cook up. You wouldn't use it with low fat cottage cheese and stuff like that. I'm just throwing that out there just so we know. And this would be an excellent fat burning combination. And if you think about it, these are just really simple meals, but you can doctor them up with whatever condiments you want to. Think about chicken breast. Chicken breast, based on the condiments that you use, could be Italian chicken, barbecue chicken, Mexican chicken. It could be all kinds of stuff. So you can doctor it up and it'll be really good. All right, we have a new category here. Category 7, shellfish. It's really just a what, y'all? Category 7 shellfish is really just a awesome, Nikki, Sherry. Yes, it's a lean protein. It's really just a lean protein. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Wonderful. So we've got 2 to 8 ounces again. Thank you, Jelena and Grace. Awesome. So crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, oysters, mussels, clams. Thank you, Becky. So you can eat those by themselves, and you could cook it up in the right oil, doctor it up with the right condiments, and you'd have an excellent fat burning meal. Again, your protein source is under this hand, not both hands. Okay. This is often the times where people use ghee butter. You want to dip some crab legs in that butter, or a lobster tail in butter, or make some shrimp scampi, or make some scallops. Ghee butter gets used a lot with that. Okay. All right. So let's scroll down again. And this is so simple. You were just picking some shellfish, if you like shellfish, putting it with some fibrous carbs, cooking it up in the right oil, doctoring it up with the right condiments, and you have an excellent fat-burning meal. All right, we have come to a new category here. Now I want you to see something. This is just nuance. This is nuance. This does not mean that you can't do what I'm about to go over, because you can, but look at this. Do you see this flame? This is great. This is excellent. Okay, so this would be just a little bit better than using these, but still you can do them, and I wouldn't overly concern myself with it. But I just like to teach those little nuances along the way, because they do make a difference. And if you have a decision, if you're like, I need to be as low calorie, lock this in, as much as possible, then the nuances make a difference. Okay. All right. So category 4, protein plus fat. Now remember, you can eat a category 4 protein plus fat by itself. I just don't have examples of this in this class tonight, but you could eat things right here by themselves. Again, it would not be more than what fit underneath this hand, okay? But optimally, and most often, you're going to pair it with something else, and it'd be a category 2. Category 2. Now, you can eat category 4 with a lean protein from either category 1 or 7, but all your protein would still fit underneath this hand. All right, so protein plus fat, you'll notice right here that the ounces went down just a little bit, 2 to 6 ounces instead of 2 to 8. And if you're wondering why, it's simply because 1 gram of protein has 4 calories and 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So you're getting more calories, and so you just reduce the ounces just a smidge there, and you will be okay. So we got whole eggs, all cuts of steak, pork ribs, beef ribs, pulled pork, beef brisket, 93% lean up to 95.9% lean ground meat, and turkey kielbasa, as long as no more than 50% of the calories come from fat. Correct, Sherry. Yep. Sherry on the Zoom says lean pork loin is a category 1, not a category 4. Yes. So pork loin is a category 1, where most other pork products, Sherry, are a 4. You can also find some Canadian bacon that is a category 1. Some of those are category 4s, but most are category 1s on the Canadian bacon. But the pork loin is a 1. Most other pork products are here. Now, this turkey kielbasa. So turkey kielbasa is approved, but you got to look at the nutrition label on that. You do not want more than 50% of the calories to come from fat. So if it says that 1 serving is 100 calories, and then you look and it says how many calories are coming from fat, if it says 45, you're good to go. Even if it says 50, you're good to go. If it says 51, that's more than 50% coming from fat, and you don't do that. It's not approved. So as long as there's 50% calories from fat or less, you can do that. Okay, this 93% lean up to 95.9% lean, it's that processed meat that we talked about earlier, beef, chicken, turkey. And this is just a little bit fattier than the lean one. And so you can use this as a category 4 protein plus fat. But if it is less than 93% lean, it is not approved for a perfect day. So because this processed meat, what they've really done is taken a whole bunch of fat and added a little bit of meat to it if you get less than 93. And I know it may seem like, oh, it's 90% lean. It's marketing. It's weird. I don't understand it myself either. But every time Travis explains it, I understand it. And then I forget. So I just go with the rule and don't worry about it. So you can pick something from category 4, and you go pick something from category 2, and you can doctor it up with the right condiments and have a great fat burning meal. Now you're going to notice the oils are not listed right here. Why aren't the oils listed right here anymore? Let's see, Jelena, would you assume all restaurant ground beef is more like 80% and not good for a perfect day? Guess what, Jelena? We are making a judgment call and an exception to make this lifestyle doable. All meat at a restaurant, even burgers, are approved as a category 4 protein plus fat. This is if you're making it at home. But at a restaurant, you can use it You would just eat it with a category 2. Yep, that's right, Janet. The category 4 protein plus fat already has fat in it, so you don't need to add oils. Let's see, Grace Kennedy, category 4 is the fat. Why no oil? Well, you've already got some fats in it and you don't need to add additional fats to it. That's why, Grace. So it's already got fat in it, so you don't need to add more. So this is where I use 0-calorie cooking spray or water or something else, you know, some other type of medium to cook it in, just not the other. Let's see, Becky, hello, I'm new. May I ask where I get a copy of this, please? Yes, you get a copy of this right here. So this is Grace, and I can't understand your question exactly because of the way that I'm reading it up there. So I'm sorry if I answered it wrong. Let's see. Brandy, right here. You go to dashboard. Everybody who's new wants to go dashboard, fast track. Now, if you're brand new, fast track shows up first. If you're not brand new, you get your instructors page. Let me just show y'all the cool thing about instructors page. Okay. There's the Shibby show that I did from this morning. So today's video is always going to go right here. Now, not everybody does a video daily. I do. And then whatever my recent, I actually do 2 or 3 daily, mostly 2. But this morning I did a stretch routine. So look, I put it in there. But y'all can always come to that class, that page too. And then Jason's and Travis's haven't changed in a while. Let's see, Jim's hasn't changed in a while either, but Julie put some in today. So if y'all want to watch what Julie did, you can see that right there. But mine, Julie's will change once a week, and then mine will change daily. So that's really a good place to go to find the new stuff. All right, so we're going to go right here to fast track, and I'm still answering Brandy's question. We come down here to lap 2, Brandy, and right here where it says simple food combining website link, that's what I'm using tonight to go over that. But you want to make sure that you are working your way through fast track. You see the little black pop-up box, you read it, you click on the link, you do the task, you come back and check this box. It's a very organized way to get all the things done, because you could not be doing anything more important than taking care of your body. And please never say out loud, I do not have time for this. Please never say that in your heart or in your mind that you do not have time for this. You do. It doesn't take that long, and you are worth the time. And who are you investing in? You. And when you invest in you and you fix things that are going wrong with health and weight for you, it has a ripple effect to all the people around you. Okay, so make sure that you work through these. And listen, I wanted everybody to have a real organized way to do it. That's why this is created like this. All right, so you do each little task, and this is where you can print these. These are all printables. You can save them on your phone. If you do not have a printer, you can save them on your computer, or you can just know they're sitting right here in your account and you can read them, access them anytime. And then, but right here, lap 2, Brandy, right there where it says simple food combining website, that's the website link I'm using tonight. Let's see, Grace Kennedy says, how do we mix veggies for salad? Okay, so the way that I do it is if I'm making a little, it depends on what I'm doing, Grace. So if it's mainly the salad and I'm going to put like some chicken on it, I'll put a base of spinach, or you're welcome, Brandy. I will put a base of spinach, or I like spinach because I think it gives you more nutrients. Okay. But you could use romaine, you could use iceberg, whatever you wanted to use, spinach. And then I like to cut up red, yellow, and orange bell peppers and use that in there. I will use cucumbers in there, and I'm very simple. Grace. So that's about it for me with a salad. But then if I put a protein source on it, maybe I can put some grilled chicken on top of it. I could use about 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds, hemp hearts on there, and that would give me that. Yes, you can use purple cabbage. Yes, you can, Jeannie. Purple cabbage is a category 2 fibrous carb. Yes, you could actually throw in any category 2 fibrous carbs. You just want to remember that you don't want to make the salad massive, because it still takes up space in your stomach. And we're trying not to stretch our stomachs out. Okay. Now, if you're just making a little bit smaller salad, then you just want to make sure it fits under your hand kind of thing. If it's just like a little side salad. Okay. And then I sometimes will put like cut up 2 boiled eggs and put that on there as my protein source. But you can mix those up. And if you wanted a little bit, like a smidge of carrots and a smidge of tomato or onion, you could do that. We're about to talk about those things right there, because they are category 3 energy carbs. But if you use just a very small amount, it could be a condiment. So maybe that helps. Does that help, Grace Kennedy? Do people call you by both names? I don't know why I'm calling you by both names. Okay, so we're going to come down here. We have a new category, category 6, superfood, pintos, black beans, red beans, soybeans, all of your nut butters, nuts, and seeds. They're all here. Now you can eat category 6 superfood by itself. Remember that, just Grace, okay. A superfood has water in it. It's got protein in it, fat in it, and carbs in it. So it's got all 4 macronutrients. So it's kind of its own little world, so it can manage itself. And when you are eating a superfood by itself, you could do a cup up to 1.5 cups of beans and stuff like that. Okay. It depends. See, superfood category is got a great variety in it. And you really need to have looked at the food library and make sure that you are following how much it says that you can eat of that, to make sure that you don't overdo it in that. But you can eat superfoods by themselves. You can eat them up with the right condiments, but you're going to notice there's no oils here. Why is there no oils here? One, it's got fat in it. Some of them already do. And they actually already have some carbs in it too. But you are going to see on the very first initial combination chart that you could put some MCT oil with it. That is because MCT has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. I don't do it though, Sherry. I'm going back to Sherry Horner because she asked that question earlier. I don't do it though. This is where I would use 0 calorie cooking spray or water. I wouldn't even need that really. But anyway, it just depends on what you're doing it with. I just don't do any fats with anything that brings an insulin release, even though the little sheet says that we could. Okay, we're going to come down here. We have category 6 and category 2. You can pick something from this category with something from this category. Travis says this is where you get your greens and beans. Now, you can also add a category 1 lean protein with this too. Let's see, Tara. So you cannot have rice with your beans, like beans and rice. Correct. Correct, Tara. You would want to maybe do some cauliflower rice with that, but definitely would not want to put beans and rice together. And if you do want to use rice, it would need to be long grain brown rice, but not with your beans. That could just be a holiday. Nobody's taking away beans and rice. You can have it up to 6 times a month, okay? And Sherry's saying miracle rice is great. So you could do miracle rice. Miracle rice really takes on the flavor of what you put with it. And it's a category 2 fibrous carb. So that would be great. So cauliflower rice, and you look up Jonathan's cauliflower rice recipe in the food library, you'll be loving cauliflower rice. So yeah, you've got things that we call them simple swaps. We just got to figure out what those simple swaps are for you. And you might have to make something a couple of times until you kind of get it down. I was giving somebody a piece of advice this week that says, please don't take whatever you taste the very first time as you're not going to like it forever. Sometimes when we expect things to taste a certain way and we eat it, we're like, oh, gross. But if the next time that we eat it, we aren't expecting it to taste that certain way because we know it doesn't, you try it again, you might actually like it. Okay, so give it a week or two, try something again if you find something you haven't really liked. But what I want to talk about right here is this is where you find a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So there's peanut butter. We have over 60 approved bread or bread type items in the category 2 fibrous carb category. So there's peanut butter, there's bread, and you use an approved jelly as a condiment, and that's peanut butter and jelly. So we're going to scroll down. Ooh, ding, 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 ding. We have come to a category 3 energy carb. I need everybody's mind to be thinking ding, 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 ding on their favorite energy carbs, because you have got to combine that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. And I got a funny message today from Dawn Lyons. She sent me a picture of a meal on Facebook, and she says, I heard your voice in I heard your voice in my head when I saw this picture. It went ding, 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 ding. So that's funny. Let's see, Michelle. So true, Kim Dahnke. I don't like mighty muffins cooked in the microwave, but I like them cooked as muffins in the oven. Yes, that is true. We have got to just try things and in different ways and just figure it out. Yeah, sweet potato is a category 3 energy carb, Janet. Yes, it is. Okay, so category 3 energy carbs. What we're going to go over in the next 2 rows, this is major food combining. Okay, what I mean by that is this is where the secrets really come into play. All right. Category 3 energy carb, you can have a quarter of a cup up to half a cup. Keep in mind though, in weight loss mode, a quarter cup is best. And a quarter cup, probably not going to fit under, it's going to fit under your hand, where if you try to go to half a cup, it won't fit. Okay, so that kind of depends on hand size. But if you kind of mentally think quarter of a cup on these energy carbs and weight loss, you'll be better. Okay, all potatoes, oatmeal, steel cut oats, Quaker fiber and protein oatmeal, long grain brown rice, most lighter colored beans, peas, tomato, onion, carrots, whole wheat pasta, and whole grain pasta. Now, I'm not going to talk about pasta tonight because we're going to go over that tomorrow night when we start looking at the food library, because y'all have better options for pasta now, not just regular whole wheat or whole grain pasta. Okay, I got better options for you in pasta. We'll talk about those tomorrow night. Carrots. Carrots are a category 3 energy carb because when they're cooked, they are sweeter. That brings up the sugar content, and it is an energy carb, and it will bring an insulin release. Okay, but if you are having just a few little carrots, like just, a smidge, no more than 50 calories, and you would need to be part of your 50 calories worth of condiments on a salad, you could do just a smidge. Or if you do like the raw baby carrots, like a palmful, that would be a freebie. You'd call that a freebie because you only would use those in a moment of mental weakness. Okay. Now remember, we are, working on controlling insulin, highly controlling insulin during weight loss mode. So that's why we call carrots an energy carb, because they are. And you just need to know that. Okay, onions and tomatoes. This is the way I like for you to think of it. If you are having a quarter cup of onions or tomatoes, you got to call it an energy carb, because it is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. And if you've got any fat in there, it will collect it. It sets up your body for a fat storing position. And we don't want to do that. All right. If you are having I'm talking thin slice of tomato or onion, maybe on a hamburger or on a piece of chicken, you can do that. Or if you put a smidge in your salad, you can do that as condiments. But keep in mind, all of it needs to be less than 50. But if you're having quarter cup or more, call it an energy carb so that you put it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Okay. And then peas, all peas are here except for the chickpea, which also masquerades as a bean, and it's a lighter colored bean, the garbanzo bean. So that one, oops, I didn't mean to click that. That is actually a superfood. So this is why every once in a while, these things don't follow the rules. And so it's important for you to have looked up the things that you specifically like and know what they are so that you can combine them properly. All right, so let's make a plate. Let's say that you want to have some carrots and you do about a quarter cup of carrots. They're cooked and they're going to sit about right there. Ding, 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 ding. You've got to have that alarm going off because you want to know, oh yeah, this is what I really need to combine with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So maybe we do some pork tenderloin here and then some green beans here. Okay, so this is the story. This is what's going on in your body. I feel like when we eat, it's a science fair project. You can either lose the science fair or you can win the blue ribbon. Well, this information is going to help you win the blue ribbon with what's going on in your body because it's a science experiment every time you eat. So the carrots are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. It's just what happens. But now that you know, I've got to eat this with a lean protein and a fibrous carb, the protein in the pork tenderloin and the fiber in the green beans are going to neutralize the insulin release that came from the carrots. You just used food as medicine. And you also did not overeat the carrots. So it did not require dose after dose after dose of insulin to come out to deal with that. It was insulin, but not over response because you didn't overeat them. And then the lean protein in the pork tenderloin and the fiber in the green beans neutralize the insulin release from the carrots. Now, let me just say this right here. You are not going to have oils right here. No way. No way. Because you do not want this insulin release, which is the fat bus. The insulin is the fat bus. You don't want it to collect those oils. Thank you, Janet. And now we're going to come down here and look at category 5, fruit. Now, all fruit is in fruit, but I'm only going to read the top 4. Berries, apples, oranges, and grapefruit. If you are going to have fruit, those are the best for weight loss. I mean, you can do all the others. I just want you to know that nuance. So let's say that you want to have a small orange for lunch. Maybe you get some turkey deli meat and a wrap. Janet likes this. Turkey deli meat and a wrap. You could even put lettuce in it. You could even put spinach in it. You could put some mustard in it. You could even put a little approved, maybe the Laughing Cow wedge of cheese. It's a condiment. You could put that in there as a spread if you wanted to. And then you could have an orange. That would be a great little lunch or a very simple and easy dinner. That would be wonderful to do that. Or maybe you make yourself an egg white spinach omelet and you have half a grapefruit. Or maybe you get some Greek plain yogurt and it's not here listed, but maybe you get some hemp flakes and then you put some berries in there. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can do right there. But you're going to see there's no oils listed here either because these fruits, even though the fruit is fructose, it's still a natural sugar and these fruits are good for you. But we are currently in the nutritional situation of wanting to burn fat. And if you've got pre-diabetic or diabetic conditions, you definitely want to make sure that you control that insulin, okay? But we want to control that. Once you get to maintenance, you can have fruit as a snack by itself. But on a perfect day, even in maintenance, you should combine fruit properly. If with a meal, okay, but you could have it as a snack by itself and you can have up to 1 snack a day, but the oils are not listed here because you do not want that to store it. So I would not put that with that. All right, let's look at some other things. We're going to go kind of fast through these because I want to introduce them to you, but we're going to be going over a lot more of these tomorrow night in the food library. So this is typically a hallelujah moment for most people. Breads. Okay, we do not exclude any types of foods per se in our lifestyle. So category 2 breads is, there's also some category 3 breads. And if you want a category 3 bread, you've just got to eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Me personally, I've not bought I've only bought category 2 bread since I started. And that's it. Why would I need to do the other? But less bread is best. You do not want more than 100 calories of bread in a meal. Okay, so you could do the La Tortilla Factory 50-calorie tortillas, the Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortillas, and really, if you can just do one tortilla, it is best. Okay, you shouldn't really be doing two, but a lot of times when you're making a sandwich, you like two. So tortillas are actually better for weight loss than loaf bread, even approved loaf bread. But there's again, that's just nuance. Okay, Healthy Life bread. Brand crisp bread, it's not really a bread, it's more like a cracker, but they're good. Healthy Life hot dog buns and the Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffin. So all those are available. It's amazing. So approved sweeteners, any 0-calorie sweetener works fine. Approved beverages, water, you want to make sure that you are getting all your water in every day, at least 64 ounces. And if you can get more than that in, up to 128 ounces, a gallon, that'd be great. I'm actually working, I've got this one and another one to finish a gallon today. And the reason that I am doing that gallon is because I've had 4 holidays in a row and I had a perfect day today. And I want to make sure that I've got that water in, because that all the Shibboleth Shield does, the whole thing works together to keep you safe and get you the results that you want. And I want to get my results back. I put 8 pounds on over a 4-day holiday, but that was not fat. There's probably some, but it wasn't all fat. There's food weighs something. There's also water in there, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Okay, but that does not mean I gained 8 pounds of fat. I did not. I start doing the right thing again, all that's going to come right back off. And it just happens when you have, multiple holidays in a row. So any 0-calorie beverage works, unsweetened approved tea. If you want coffee, you got 15 calories of approved sweetener. You can use 15 calories of approved sweetener with coffee. And then cheese. So we're talking right here, cheese as a condiment, but all of these cheese actually falls in a lean protein or a protein plus fat, depending on how much fat is in the cheese. All fat-free cheese is a category 1 lean protein, but you go to this one right here, this Cabot extra light cheese, it's a category 4 protein plus fat. It's like a block cheese, and I really like it myself. So the Cabot extra light cheese and the Borden fat-free are my favorites. If you cannot find fat-free cheese, you can go to this Lifetime fat-free cheese right here. Just look up Lifetime fat-free cheese on the web, the web, and they'll ship it to your house. So that's what Travis does. Okay, lean protein milk. This is very, very important. Do you know that whole milk is nothing but fat storage in a jug? And we don't want to be doing that. So fat-free Fairlife milk can be found all across the country. If you have a Kroger, you can also do the Kroger Carb Master milk. You can do 8 up to 16 ounces, depending on how you're using it. These are both category 1 lean proteins. If you're using it as a category 1 lean protein, you could use up to 8 ounces. If you're just drinking a big old glass of milk as you go out to work for the day, you could do up to 16 ounces if you wanted to. Now, this is very important when it comes to cereals if you are a cereal eater, and we will talk about that in just a second. All right, we've got breadings and flours, coconut flour, Carb Quick flour, Bob's Red Mill TVP. TVP stands for textured vegetable protein. It's really a soy product, but those vegetarians that are out there, you can even make meatloaf out of this stuff. And we've got a recipe for that. Almond flour. Okay, so all of those are category 2 fibrous carbs. This Carb Quick is going to be one of your best friends. I think I mentioned it last night. We have a thing called the recipe starter kit online, and that would include Carb Quick. Carb Quick has over 6 pages of recipes in our recipe library that are included, that have Carb Quick in them. So MCT oil, the 100% MCT oil, the Carb Quick, and the Ghee Butter is what I'd kind of want to have at home for those staples. Okay. Okay. Schrader, Tony and Angela. Okay. Angela. It's probably Angela. Is it Angela? What about almond milk? Yes, we'll look up almond milk in just a second. I'll go ahead and take you there tonight. Cereals, Kashi Go Lean, K's Natural Cereal, and High Low Nutritious Living are just some options for cereal. Cereal is one of those things that is really not that great for weight loss, but there are some that would be better. We call those phase 1 cereals, meaning they're the best for weight loss. And then what we call phase 2 cereals is really just opening up more variety to you, like Captain Crunch. You got to know we didn't go higher quality, just saying Captain Crunch. But one of these would be better. And if you're using a phase 1 cereal, you can use any approved milk. Almond milk's actually a category 4 protein plus fat. And I'm gonna click there tonight because we've got 5 minutes. But I'm not going to go over these restaurants tonight because we do that on Friday night. But just know that you could go into the restaurant guide and get the full listing of everything, but I go over it on Friday night. So let's click on this Kashi Go Lean Original. Really what I want to do is I want to get to this little listing over here. See right here where it says phase 1 cereal and phase 2 cereal. If I were to click on phase 1 cereal, it's going to come up with a list, and there's the best of the best cereals. You even have some negative numbers on here. The negative numbers, the numbers right here in this blue, you know how we categorize foods in the categories 1 through 7? Even within those categories, some foods are better for weight loss than others. So we have the weight loss meter. And you can slide this little ball down, and let's just do -2, -3 cereals and hit the set button, and it's going to redo the list. And there's all of the cereals that I would consider to be the best of the best. And with this, you can actually have a quarter cup of any approved milk. It'll specifically tell you. Let's click on that one. This says a quarter cup of any approved milk with phase 1 cereals. This can be eaten dry. Most cereals cannot be eaten dry. But these descriptions down here are very important. The food library is going to be your best friend. You will access it a lot in the beginning until you know exactly what you want to do. Okay, so a quarter cup of that. Let's see, what happened to the AHS cereal? We've ordered it, Sherry. It's just production and shipping and all of that is just, it's just not in there. Believe me, we order it every time we can. We order it. It just takes forever. Yeah, you're welcome. I got some in my pantry. I'm so thankful because I do love this cereal. See, now look right here, y'all. See where it says category? It lists out category 6 superfood. It's a snack. It's a perfect pairing item as well. What a perfect pairing item is, it's those things that don't just fit into a formula like the combination chart. It doesn't fit exactly, but it's been determined if you do it in the exact way in the description that it would still work. So that's what a perfect pairing item is. And with this, you could have some almond milk. Okay, so let's look up almond milk real quick. As you can see, I've looked it up before. It's listed right there. But the phase 2 cereals, when you go over into phase 2 cereals, absolutely, you have to have one of those lean protein milks, or otherwise just stay away from those cereals. Okay. And if you look at the phase 2 cereals, every single one of them is going to have a 0 on the weight loss meter. And a 0 on the weight loss meter means isn't going to help you, isn't going to hurt you. So that's really not that great, is it? I mean, it's better than being a positive number. It's better than having a holiday, but I want to try to have things that are going to help me a little bit more. So personally, Angela, on the almond milk, I would want to do unsweetened. See, there's almond milk right there listed, but it's a 1. This one's at least a 0. So I would want to do that. And so I would want to do that one right there. And you would do it with a phase 1 cereal only. And I hope that makes sense. Let's click real quick on phase 2 cereal just so you can see the list. And tomorrow night, most of the whole night is going over the food library just to show you how it's laid out and how to use it and all that kind of stuff. So here's phase 2 cereals. We've got a lot of Captain Crunch products, a lot of Cheerios, a lot of General Mills stuff, more Kashi products, Kellogg's. Look, Kellogg's Fruit Loops, Corn Pops, and Apple Jacks. If you want that, you got to make sure that you read how to use it and use a lean protein milk, because even the best cereal is a bit starchy and you do not need any fat in that. Like if a full almond milk would have fat in it, you don't want any fat with that to collect it. and you need the protein to offset it. That's why it's that. I have Hemp Hearts difference. You're welcome, Angela. What's Hemp Hearts difference? And there's some Special K products, and that's your list. But that's a lot of cereal right there that you can use. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow night. And Renda, I don't know what Hemp Hearts difference is. Oh, okay. So Hemp Hearts and Hemp Flakes are two different things. Hemp Hearts are a category 6 superfood. Okay, so they've got water in them, they've got protein, fat, and carbs in them. But what hemp flakes are is they are a defatted hemp heart. A hemp flake is a defatted hemp heart. So if you take those 4 macronutrients that I just said and defat it, the water's left, the protein is left, and the carbs are left, and they happen to be fibrous carbs. So when you are looking at hemp hearts, they are like a 10 on the wellness meter and more like an 8 on the weight loss meter. Hemp flakes would be like a 10 on the weight loss meter and an 8 on a wellness meter. They're all still good. It's just that, again, nuances. Okay. On Friday night, I think it is Friday night. Yeah, we go over video library, and you could do this, Brenda. You could go into the video library and use the search bar and search for hemp. And there is a video that Travis did on Hemp Hearts and Hemp Flakes for weight loss and wellness. And it's got a background that's kind of a tan looking. There's a picture of Travis on it. It's got like a tan background. Yes, Janet. Janet is asking if the AHS cereals are -3. They are, yes. And so I'd watch that video, Renda, because it's really good and it gives you lots of different options. All right, well, we're going to hop off of here tonight. Now, don't forget that if you want to get a membership with Shibboleth, it's available at $69 lifetime until tonight at 11:59 p.m. And you can get your membership at shibbolethdeals.com. And tomorrow night at 8:30, Travis is going to be doing a fun welcome party and give strategies for losing up to 30 pounds before the end of the year. Now, I like to say, depending on how much you have to lose. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, Janet. And as we go off tonight, my prayer for you is to keep them safe day and night. Give them courage, strength, and might. And I'll see y'all in the morning for the Shibby Show. You're welcome, Jenny.